Welcome back to the upper tier, folks. I'm your host, Niall. This is Monday morning, the start of another week. Get out there, grab it by the nads and get it going, folks. But this is your morning brew. This is your transfer kind of football news update coming to you from, of course, Wrestling Mania here in Stephen's Green Shopping Centre. It was a bit overcast this morning, rain was threatening and stuff like that, so we couldn't do it from the back garden, so we said we'd do it as soon as we got into work. But let's start with all this news. Let's start with Declan Rice. Apparently Arsenal have held positive talks with Declan Rice. Also West Ham interested in Emile Smith-Rowe. Could there be kind of a deal there that could be bundled together? Could they use Smith-Rowe as part of the deal for Declan Rice? We will keep an eye on that, but certainly he's a player that Arsenal are all in on. But a number of teams also interested in him as well, so let's see how that goes. Harry Maguire and Scott McTominay are reluctant to move on from Man United, happy to fight for their places and stay there, which is pretty bad news for Erik ten Hag, who was hoping both boys would move on in some respects, which would free up that whole decision to be made in terms of the Man United captaincy, but also huge decisions to be made in terms of the transfer budget and funds that are available for Erik ten Hag for this window. So that'll be disappointing news for him in terms of both boys being reluctant to move on. Creates that additional headache for Erik ten Hag. The 49er enterprises have taken over Leeds fully, 100%. Let's see what that happens there. They're going to invest some money so Leeds can bounce straight back from the Championship into the Premier League again. It was a bit of a shambles all season while this was up in the air and stuff like that, but now it's been resolved. They're going through the fit and proper analysis now, and once that's signed off, 49ers enterprises will now be the full 100% owners of Leeds United. So let's see how that goes. Man United linked with Jordan Pickford. Don't know what your thoughts are on this, United fans, but I'm not too sure what Jordan Pickford gives you that David De Gea doesn't give you. Obviously they backed off the move for David Raya. Looks like he's going to be on his way to Spurs. 40 million. Brentford are staying tight on that fee and stuff like that, so it looks like it could be really, really difficult for United to get David Raya across the line. Of course they were interested in Diogo Costa as well, but now they've switched and they're now looking towards Jordan Pickford. Gonna take 30 to 40 million, I'd imagine, to get him out of Everton. But is that kind of the transfer that United fans were looking for? It seems very unflattering, to be honest. And is it a good move for them? I would think not. Neymar being linked with another one of these huge moves to Saudi Arabia. There was talk he could be linked to Chelsea and stuff like that with a move to the Premier League. They were talking about it, but I'd imagine that deal just kind of spiraled out in terms of the cost of it and stuff like that, and not a position that Chelsea are in at the moment. So it looks like Neymar could potentially be heading off to Saudi Arabia, especially after Messi turned him down and he went to Inter Miami off to the MLS. I'm sure Saudi Arabia want to go back into the market and actually pick up a huge star again after the disappointment of Messi letting them down. The talk is something in the region of 177 million a year is on offer for Neymar. Now, regardless of what you think of this, folks, that kind of money being banded around and being offered, it's very, very difficult to refuse it. Looks like Kante's already on the way there. Obviously Benzema's there, plus other players. Ronaldo's operating out there at the moment, but the money is just astronomical, can't be refused. We've got to talk then about Mason Greenwood. He's come back into the news again. Looks like United are potentially weighing up two things. Is he going to come back into the squad and play with them, or is he going to go out on loan? My thinking is he'll probably go out on loan. This is kind of a problem that United keep on kicking down the road that eventually is going to have to be resolved. My thinking is he probably goes out on a loan move, plays really, really well. That boosts his value in the market, and then United can move him on as an asset. Do I see him rolling back out onto the pitch for United again? I think that would be a difficult one to happen, so I can't see it happening. But let us know your thoughts on it. Interesting as we talk about Lionel Messi and Inter Miami and stuff like that. Darren was telling me the other night, we were reading up on something, that the ticket prices originally are for the MLS are kind of 30-40 bucks if you want to get a ticket for a game. It looks like those Inter Miami games now, the tickets are something like $300 to $400 a ticket now with Messi arriving. So they have multiplied by tenfold. That's the draw that's the weight that Lionel Messi brings to a league. But I wonder how the fans will feel about that. Obviously very excited about Messi coming in, but will they be really excited at having to pay 10 times the normal ticket price to go see a game? It remains to be seen how that goes down. Chelsea are identifying their top target now as Caicedo off Brighton. After missing out on Ugarte, they are chasing Ugarte. He's now gone to PSG. Interesting to see what Arsenal are doing here. Arsenal seem to be kind of, would it be fair to say they're sleeping kind of on the transfer window? I mean, Caicedo's a guy they've put in all the legwork for Caicedo, both in the summer and in January. Are they just going to let this boy go off now to Chelsea and not put up a fight and stuff like that? We haven't heard anything of a bid for Declan Rice either yet. They've been linked with Castagna off Leicester, which is really unflattering when you think about it. I'm sure Arsenal fans are going absolutely ballistic over that. But what you're thinking on Arsenal in the transfer window at the moment, let us know down in the comments. They still haven't made a move yet to elevate themselves, to push on, to go that step further in terms of challenging Man City again this season. And especially with Champions League football now on the cards, they're going to need a serious squad to tolerate that level of football this season. So let us know your thoughts on that. Real are looking to Kai Havertz. What you're thinking on this? The talk is around 60 million. Will Chelsea let Kai Havertz go? Is it a case with other players not moving out of the building and them finding it a little bit difficult to move players on, which we know they have to do this season? Kovacic obviously going up to Man City, Kante obviously heading off to Saudi Arabia, but they need to move a hell of a lot more than that out. Are they going to be forced to look at Kai Havertz and cash in on him 60 million? I think that would be a really good idea, so long as that money is available to bring in another player and stuff like that. But with all truth, I mean, Kai Havertz has been pretty poor in terms of his Chelsea career. At times he's been amazing and looked what he can do, but more often than not really, really poor. And I think it's time to probably cash in on him if Real are interested and change a little bit of direction for Chelsea. But let us know your thoughts on that. Real pinning him as well as the replacement for Benzema and stuff. That I think the biggest problem with Kai Havertz when you look at it is I don't think people know what his position is. It's a bit like the Mason Mount situation. Does anyone actually know what his position is or what his best position is? Because he seems to be played all over the place. But again, let us know your thoughts on it anyway. And then the last one, João Felix. Big storm kicked up about this boy. Went out on loan to Chelsea for the season. At times looked really, really good. But obviously Chelsea in such a poor season didn't really look the best he could have looked, João Felix. Simone was going absolutely ballistic, wanted him back and I let it go, threatening leaving if he didn't come back and all this kind of stuff. But now there's talk he might be on the way out the door to Galatasaray, which would be an interesting location for him considering them. Chelsea obviously didn't fancy picking up the boy. Again, it depends what Atletico are valuing him at and stuff like that, but the talk is he's being linked with a move to Galatasaray. I wonder, is it a permanent move or a loan? My thinking is probably a loan, but how will this affect Simeone's thinking now at Atletico as well, because he was pushing for the boy to come back and he wasn't happy when he went out on loan. Again, let us know your thoughts. Fabulous player with huge potential, but just again at times just flatters to deceive. That's been your roundup today, folks. Let us know what you think in the comments. Of course, as always, let us know what business is your team trying to do, who you think they're going to bring in, who's going out the door. And of course, let us know. The transfer window opens on Wednesday. The fixtures are out on Thursday. So this is a massive week for football fans. Let's see what deals come in and let's see our team's going to go about their business now in a real quick way. Cheers, folks.